Hello guys. Today we're gonna study about all the amino acids, and I think this is the best method to learn at least this is how I learned all the amino acids. And yeah, this is technically just a revision for myself. If this helps you, that's great. That's great for all of you guys. So yeah, let's start with amino acids. Work on my handwriting after my need, of course. So amino acids, as we all know, they have 20 amino acids, and out of these 20 amino acids we have 10 essential, and then we have 10 non-essential amino acids. Essential are the ones which we always need to have in our diet. The essential amino acids help us to maintain our health, like our bodies cannot make these, but the non-essentials ones our body can use the essential amino acids to make the non-essential ones. One of my favorite examples to keep this in mind is using the alanine and phenylalanine example. For example, if I take phenylalanine and the non-essential may we get our alanine. So as we can see, if we remove the phenyl group from alanine, phenylalanine is dash CH2 dash phenyl group. This is phenylalanine and this is CH3. This is alanine. So this is an example of how our body can manufacture these non-essential ones. So let's start. So this is how I would recommend you guys to learn the 10 essential and the 10 non-essential. For the 10 essential, here's the mnemonic. AIPMT. Wait, let me change its color. AIPMT वालों का लास्ट ट्राई है इस साल. So like I'll explain why I did these abbreviations. So this is for the essential. AIPMT वालों का लास्ट ट्राई है इस साल. And then for the non-essential amino acids, I have triple A, triple G, PCST. So like when you're doing a revision, just write this on top, and then we can start with the entire revision of the syllabus. So just for our ease, we're gonna make a list so that as we complete the amino acid and its structure, we write the name in the list. So for this, AIPMT val his वालों का लास्ट ट्राई है इस साल. सो ये हो गए हमारे अमीनो एसिड. नॉन अमीनो में आ गए ट्रिपल ए, ट्रिपल जी, PCST. So we are gonna start filling. So like if you read the books, our NCERTs and everything, if we go into the biomolecules chapter from the zoology, in that we can see the examples of 3 amino acids, which is GAS, gas. So gas is an abbreviation which I would recommend you guys to learn, GAS. And then you guys have to keep in mind that these are non-essential amino acids. Non-essential. So gas is, our gas would be G for glycine, A for alanine, and S for serine. So how do we remember this? This is like basic. If you see the diagram multiple times, this would be memorized. So glycine would be dash CH3, alanine is dash CH2 CH3, and serine is dash CH2OH. So like these are the first 3. So as we know, all these three are non-essential, so we can add. Okay, wait. So yeah, you guys must be confused that why are we doing this dash system? ऐसे तो होते नहीं अपने amino acid. So wait, yeah, I'll show you guys what I mean by this. So for that, just a second. Yeah. For that, we guys, let me just shift all this downwards. Yeah. So yeah, we have the space. I forgot to explain the structure of an amino acid. So this is what an amino acid. So every amino acid has a fixed structure. The most oxidized material goes downwards, like that is the nomenclature. So like we keep H at top, C in the middle. At right we can get the COH, the reducing end, and at the left we can get the NH2. But like another method to remember this, that when we read our NCRTs, it's in our NCRTs it's given that the NH2. In our NCRT it is given that the NH2, like all the amino acids are of L configuration. So this L configuration, the naturally occurring ones, the L configuration means that the NH2 is present on the left side. So that is how we get the L configuration. This is why L, and all the amino acids are they show the S configuration. Also from the RS configuration we study in organic chemistry. So following this we get this R group. So and then these three are the same in all of the amino acids, except we have an exception here, which is our only 2-degree amino acid, which is also known as proline. Because in proline we'll find that there's a bridge present between the NH2 and the R group, which we're going to study later on. So let's continue. As we got the first three, glycine, alanine, same gas, and the other. Now these are, like, if you see the chemistry NCRT, like this is from bio NCRT. Just let me write this, bio NCRT. Now we're gonna write here chemistry NCRT list, first 5. Like all the teachers say that these are the most important to learn these, so that is why I memorized them as Govli, gas and Govli. And the main part is that these show a part like this growing pattern as we have seen earlier. यहाँ पे भी वो दिखता है. So G is glycine, then A is alanine, the same as the upper present, and V is valine. This is what you guys need to memorize a bit. Then L is leucine, and then I is for isoleucine. So this will help us get the structures too. So the glycine is normal CH3 as we studied. Then A is CH2 CH3 we studied. So these are non-essential. Then we have valine. Valine is dash CH2 CH3, but we have another we have another CH3 attached over here. So this is a valine. Then we get a leucine and isoleucine. And leucine is just an extension of a valine. So this would be CH2 CH3 CH3. So this is the extension. We just add a CH2 group between valine and leucine. And then isoleucine is we just shift this CH3 over here. So this would become CH2 CH3 CH2 CH3. So this would become CH. Yeah. So these are our 5. So like as we can see, these two are non-essential, and now V, L and I. So V, L and I, all of these are essential amino acids. So this is what we need to remember. These are essential amino acids. Those are non-essential. These are essential. So now let's fill these names up in the upper list which we just made. So first we got our GAS. So GAS is non-essential. So this is a non-essential list. Yeah. So non-essential list. Yeah. So G is, let's use the first G for this. Oh wait, let's just use the last A. I'll let you guys know why. First A and last A, because the two A and two G's they are named simultaneously. So this would become glycine. So this will become alanine, and this will become serine. Okay. So this is, and then we have the essential valine, leucine, and isoleucine. So these you can do VALC, VAL, valu se VAL, which is valine. Then we have I is for isoleucine. And then LYS, Lie. This is for leucine. LEUCINE. So this is for our leucine. So now let's move on to the next step. Now the other common question which you see in our papers is the types of amino acids. So like we have the basic amino acids, then we have acidic amino acids. So yeah, the questions directly come from these. And then the third, wait, there are four, sorry. First we have basic, then we have acidic, then the third is our OH containing, then we have our sulfur containing. So now we're gonna go step by step to learn these. So first we're gonna do our basic. So if you guys remember, basic may we study two. There are two basic amino acids, and these are lysine and arginine. Both are essential. Now lysine and arginine, let's say recall the structure for lysine and arginine. So you guys need to know that both are C4 carbons. So this would be, the arginine is CH2 is 4 times, then we directly get an NH2. But यहाँ पे lysine is more basic than arginine, so we see two NH2 groups. So how do we attach these NH2 groups? Over here also we get a CH2 chain, but instead of 4 carbons we get a 3 carbon chain, and the fourth carbon is used from this chain to accumulate another NH group. So this is C dash NH2, and then over here we get, sorry, there's a double bond over here, C double bond NH, and then over here also we get another NH2. Then after this lysine and arginine, we can see that both of these groups are essential and basic. And the next thing which we can see, we have to study, is the acidic amino acid. Wait, but over here using these basic yeah, so now let's move on to the acidic amino acids. Just second. To acidic amino acids. अगर आप दिमाग पे थोड़ा सा जोर डालोगे, if you think about it, there are two acidic acids which we study. One is the aspartic acid, and one is glutamic acid. And now if you guys know, the acid part is coming from CH2COOH. So aspartic acid is simply CH2, C double bond OH, and then in glutamic we add another carbon. So here is CH2, CH2, C double bond OH. Now over here we get an exception, like not an exception, but remember it as an exception. This is an exceptional case. Exception. In this exception, over here OH group is changed to NH2 group. So over here we get amides. So these are the amides which we get. So you can also mention over here, so in the 4 groups plus amides. So aspartic acid is also known as glutamine. This is glutamate. Yeah, glutamate, and this is aspartate. So like if the acid part is not given, then these are the names which are used for these. So now aspartic acid, say if we remove the OH and put the NH2, this would give us asparagine. They are derived from the name aspartic. So we have two, asparagine and glutamine. So asparagine में अपना आ जाता है CH2 COO NH2. यहाँ पे है CH2 C double bond O, sorry 2 CH2 2 and then NH2. Now see, the acidic amino acids are all non-essential. You have to keep this in mind because the basic are essential, so acidic are non-essential. So non-essential. And in the same way, the amides exception, these are also non-essential since the upper ones are non-essential. Our body can make these out of the existing ones we get from a diet. So this is the amino acidic. Then we have the OH containing. So if you guys can recall, we have already done one OH containing, which was serine. So OH containing. So over here we have serine, and as we remember, serine is non-essential. Then we have another essential amino acid which is OH containing. So this is essential and this is non-essential. So now what's the name for the essential amino acids? So like if you can't recall this, so I would recommend you guys to go to the upper list and just check from that. So we had this essential amino acids की list. So इसमें as you can see, proline was cyclic, methionine में भी अपना बाद में पढ़ेंगे cyclic. फिर A is for A नहीं, फिर T से we had tryptophan. And last try, yes, this is TRI is for tryptophan. This is the other one is for threonine. So now we have to remember that TS, this is this shit TS, so we can use TS to remember these. So this is threonine. Now the structure for these, where we need to remember C1 C4. How? Threonine only uses C1 C3. Yes, serine was simple because this was CH2OH. Now this is C1, and then threonine is known as C3. So over here we have CH2 and then CH2. Sorry, we don't have OH. Yeah, we have OH. Yeah, CH2OH and serine. Yeah, C1 and then this is C2. Sorry. Yeah, C1 C2. So basically this is serine, but we attach a CH2 group आगे इसके. So here we get the threonine and serine, OH containing. Now in the same way, when we go to the fourth section gives us the sulfur containing. Now we go to a fourth, sulfur containing. So now we can use the reference from the earlier list given to recall all these names, lysine, arginine and all. So like I think we should fill these names in the earlier list which we made. So let's go basic, essential में lysine and arginine. So let's write lysine and arginine. Essential में है lysine L से, A is for arginine, lysine, valine, leucine, It will come back for the lysine. Arginine is a arginine done. Then let's continue filling. We will find the error बाद में. फिर है glutamic acid and aspartic acid. तो ये glutamate aspartate. These are non-essential. हाँ, so now you guys can see the pairing. This is wait, yeah, this is aspartate and glutamate. These are the acids. Then from acids we got the NH2, so the name was glutamine. And this was asparagine. So this is how we got. And like now another relation which we get over here, that these two are the acidic and these two are the acidic replaced with NH2. Okay, so now let's continue. The next ones which we have completed till now are the OH containing, which are serine and threonine. ST, serine and threonine. These are also non-essential. No, serine is non-essential and then essential is threonine. THREONINE. So now we have these left. AIPMT Valo का last try as Sal. Okay, so let's see our mistake. We'll find it soon. Leucine and lysine. Why is it overlapping? This is something new. Oh yeah, is Sal में. This is an L. My bad. Is Sal L. So this L stands for lysine. Yeah, now I recall it. Sorry, my bad guys, my bad. This is lysine. Okay, so guys, let's continue now. As we can see, now we have our sulfur containing. So in the sulfur containing also we have two, which we can differentiate it as essential and non-essential. Essential and non-essential. Now let's go and check the gaps for essential and non-essential and what's left. So in the essential list we have proline and methionine. Yeah, methionine as a start codon is known as the essential one, which methionine. So this is methionine. And then the non-essential serine, not serine. The non-essential would be cytosine, or proline is cyclic, and then T से आता है T for tyrosine. Yeah, tyrosine. No, tyrosine is also cyclic. Like we have done tyrosine, have we? No, you haven't. Achha, this is a phenyl containing. So yeah, C, cysteine. So cysteine has S. So cysteine, non-essential. So methionine is a start codon, which is the most important. So this is our CH3SH. Sorry, CH dash CH2 CH2 S CH3. Because it is essential, it's longer, but non-essential one is just CH2SH. As we can see, we also have a C1 C3 relationship, as we have seen earlier over here. This C1 C2 relationship OH, and then as we go to sulfur we get a C1 C3. So over here the bigger one is C2 essential, and over here the bigger one is C3 essential. So these are the patterns which you can recognize to remember the structures. So now as we move forward, we go to the last groups which are left with us. So now we get our phenyl containing groups. So the first one we already done a bit about, which is phenylalanine, and the second one which you guys have to remember is tyrosine, and both of these are essential. No, these are not essential. Sorry, यहाँ पे भी वही pattern दिखता है. So phenyl containing maybe make two lines, essential and non-essential. Essential में you get phenylalanine. Non-essential में you get tyrosine. So yeah, the phenylalanine structure was very simple. Alanine में phenyl की group we have to add. So उसके लिए we'll just do CH2 and then a phenyl group added. Then for tyrosine we have to use our brains and think about the structure. Now yeah, tyrosine is another an exception. So like as when we study our OH containing groups, there are actually 3. So the third one is also tyrosine. Tyrosine also contains an OH group, but we study it अलग से because it has a phenyl group, so we keep it under the phenyl containing groups. So over here we get the CH2 phenyl and then we just add an OH over here, tyrosine. Simple. So over here, so now let's just enter these names in our list: methionine, cysteine, phenylalanine and tyrosine. So yeah, this is our list. Methionine is essential. And then phenylalanine is essential. Then tyrosine is non-essential. And then cysteine is non-essential. Now as we can see, only 3 are left: the trilene, tryptophan, histidine and proline. So these are the names which you can remember. Tryptophan is the tryptophan operon, which has been removed from the syllabus. Tryptophan operon. Histidine is the makes histamine, so histidine. And over here we have P. Proline is the exception, the only 2-degree amino acid which we just studied over here, proline. So these are the last 3 which we studied come under the category for cyclic amino acid. So let's write a last category as cyclic amino acids. So over here we can divide these into 2 parts. One is the 1 cycle present and then 2 cycle present. The 1 cycle one is the essential, the non-essential ones, and the 2 cycle ones are essential. So these are essential and these are non-essential. So the 1 cycle one is our tryptophan, TRP, tryptophan. So what's the structure of tryptophan? Like this is essential. 1 cycle is non-essential. My bad. Yeah, I was just confused. My bad. This is non-essential. And this is essential. Okay. So now in the 2 cycle essential one, we can write tryptophan. And over here the other 2 which one were left, which was proline are exception and histidine, which gives us histamine. So let's make the structure for tryptophan. So tryptophan has 2 cycles. So like let's just make a benzene ring because benzene is everywhere and benzene is a must. Then we have to make a 5-membered ring like this. So this is a 5-membered ring, and यहाँ पे we can add an NH group, NH2, double bond NH. Oh sorry, in this there's a gap and then N is directly attached in the ring, and then we can write H over here, and then over from here we can get a CH2 extension which goes and attaches to there. And now in proline and histidine, let's do proline first because proline is a simple structure. Over here these are only 2 degree. Let's just write this is the 2 degree, and this is important because for the structure we have to draw the entire amino acid. The carbon over here, hydrogen over top, the COH over at the right, and NH2 because this is an L amino acid. And now we have to write CH2 over here, and now we can make a 5-membered ring over here. So to make that 5-membered ring, let's just remove 1 H because we need 1 free end from the end and 1 H from over here because we need another free end over here. So we can make this CH2 over here, CH2 and this. So as you can see, this is a 5-membered ring made. Sorry. Yeah. So this is our proline, and then next is our histidine. So the structure for histidine is a bit different. For this you need to write CH2 first. CH2 is common in all the three ring wala, and we never attach the rings directly to the R group. The amino acid, we always have a CH2 as a barrier. Then following CH2 we get another 5 membered ring, but over here we get two heterocyclic nitrogens. So one nitrogen comes over here and another nitrogen comes over here. Now the trick to remember these is that the nitrogen are in gaps of two carbons, and then at one of the gaps it attaches to the CH2 group. And now you can add the double bonds as the and over here, as you can notice, another thing, there's an H coming out over here, but there's no H because over here there's a double bond made with this carbon, but the lower one makes no double bond. So this is the structure for a histidine. Then we have our tryptophan. Okay, and then the tryptophan structure also we have done. So now as we can see, we are done with all of the amino acids, the earlier list which we made. So these are the amino acids which we named, and we just completed all of the structures. And I'm pretty sure that if you guys practice this in the same way, like, I don't know if this is helpful to you guys or not. I don't know if anyone's even gonna watch this lecture or not, but what I do know is that this is a very good way to blur out and to recall everything which you study. So yeah, a lot of topics are connected from here. For example, the making of histidine or the methionine, the start codon, and as it is a start codon, it will always remain essential. Another pattern which you can see over here is that all the type of groups have the essential and non-essential. Like if we talk about acidic and basic, these are the basic ones are essential, acidic are non-essential. Then OH configure containing, they have two essential and non-essential. The essential OH containing is serine, the threonine, and the non-essential one is serine. And how to remember gas, because gas was all non-essential, so S is serine OH containing. And the third one is tyrosine, which also contains an OH group, and it is also non-essential as it has an OH group over here, and the only essential one is threonine, so the OH group. But if we remove the OH, then it becomes the essential amino acid, which is our tyrosine. Tyrosine, the essential amino, phenylalanine, which is the essential amino acid. Yeah. So that comes in our ring, which is studied in downwards. And the sulfur containing was cysteine and methionine. Methionine is a start codon and has a sulfur, so we need to remember that sulfur is important for the start codon. And also we did the C1C2 and C1C3 relationship, so that also helps. So yeah, this is how I have memorized the 420 amino acids, and I hope that this helps you guys. Let's see. Anyways, I don't care. Goodbye. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. रुक जा. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys.